Hi everybody, it's the Purple Goddess. It's that time to turn the wheel of the year again. And it comes around so quickly, doesn't it? And today we're going to focus on Autumn Equinox, which is the 6th festival in the Celtic wheel of the year out of 8. And let's just talk a little bit about where we've been. How have we gotten here to Autumn Equinox already? It doesn't seem possible, does it? So we started off with, in the beginning of the year, something called Lammas in February. And that's when we're beginning to see light returning from the dead of winter. And we move from Lammas to Spring Equinox. And again, we're making our journey through the year around the end of March, March 20th. And it's a really nice time of spring. And we keep going from Equinox to Beltane, which is in May. And in my little videos here, I've talked about May as the lusty month of May. And that's when we are definitely outside, starting to have a lot of fun, and flowers are out. And after Beltane, we've got summer solstice, which is the longest day of the summer, longest day of the year when we have the most light. And that's just a joyous, joyous time, isn't it? And last time we were here, we talked about the first of the 2 harvest festivals. And the first of the 2 harvest festivals is known as Lammas. And that's when we bake bread, we make a little corn dolly out of the husks of the corn, and we begin to celebrate harvest. And here we are today, around September 22nd, 21st, 22nd is Autumn Equinox. And we are into full-blown, in terms of the Celtic wheel of the year, full-blown harvest Thanksgiving time. In our culture, we don't celebrate the harvest till October. The Celtic wheel of the year is always just a little bit ahead of where we are in our commercialized culture. So let me just say a little bit again about the Celtic wheel of the year and why I'm passionate about it. It's basically, I'm encouraging people to get in touch once again with the cycles of the earth, and that we learn to understand the wisdom of the earth and the cycles that it takes us through, and we learn to honor the Earth Mother. When I was growing up, and part of my religion, it was all about God the Father, it was all about the sky, and we need that symbolism, but we forgot about the Mother Earth. And so it's not that we're replacing one with the other, we're trying to bring it into balance. So today with Autumn Equinox, we now have the light and dark of equal balance in the day. So it's an equal balance, and we're going to be shifting. Next time we do a video, it's going to be around Halloween time, and it'll definitely be more dark. So Autumn Equinox is a time when we can think about a really beautiful balance in our life. And so one of the teachings I want to provide in the video today is, where are you out of balance, and how can you use Autumn Equinox to kind of bring things back into a nice kind of balance. It's also astrologically Libra. And people who are born under the sign of Libra, it's about the scales, right? And getting them kind of very similar. So if you're out of balance, masculine, feminine energy, darkness and light, this is a time to kind of bring things up. And it's also about a time to have a nice kind of flow. Because Autumn Equinox, we've got so much to be grateful for, don't we? And we give thanks for that which was reaped and gathered. I don't know about you, but I go to the farmer's market through the summer, right up as long as I can go, buy the produce directly from people who farm the land, and give them my support. And this is, full-on harvest time now, and a really great time to support the farmers. So what can you do to celebrate Autumn Equinox? For sure, we all have possibilities connected to big Thanksgiving dinners in October, don't we, with our family and friends? But sometimes, like Christmas, that can get really bogged down with a lot of food preparation. The people that are often putting on a Thanksgiving dinner get really tired and grumpy. And so one of the nice things about following the Celtic wheel of the year is you can think about something at the end of September that you might want to invite some neighbors or some friends over and have a little celebration. And just I'm trying to encourage using the language of the festivals and say, having a little fall equinox gathering, why don't you come over? And there are a few things that you can do. One of them is to cut an apple in half this way. And I don't know if you remember cutting an apple like this, maybe when you were a child and you see the star in the middle. Apples are really sacred fruits, and this one's got a really important kind of image in the center. It's about the star, about being guided by the star, but it's also a symbol of a human being. It's got 5 points, so it's sort of like the head and the arms and the feet. It's a reminder that we are a whirling figure in the middle of the universe. And the tasting of an apple kind of brings us back to the earth and a very beautiful beginning, kind of fruit and seeds of life. So if you're having a little ceremony, you can maybe have children cut the apple and our grandchildren and have a look at it and talk about that amazing little star in the middle, and the kids could take out seeds or draw a picture of it. The other thing is you can have something like this, like a chalice. This was made for me by my sister-in-law when I had a croning ceremony, and she made this. You may have something like this at your house, or you could maybe even go to a ceramic place and make something like this. So that's a very common thing to do. So she wrote the words on this: celebrating wisdom, recreating energy, and she painted this beautiful kind of motif on it for the purple goddess, of course. So this is another thing you can do, is just fill this with apple juice or wine, and along with the apple, you're going to use these as props or tools to have your autumn equinox ceremony. And in my brother and sister-in-law's family, they use this cup and they call it a blessing cup. And whenever we gather together, the blessing cup, everybody stands in a circle and the blessing cup goes around and people hold it and they say something that they're grateful for, thankful for, and then they take a sip and then they pass it to the next one. This is a very simple thing that you can do as part of an autumn equinox ceremony. Give people the opportunity, and people can always pass if they don't want to say anything, but give people the opportunity to say something they're grateful for, and it's very, very moving to go through something like that. So we want to say, blessed be the mother of all life, and blessed be the life that comes from her and returns to her. That's what autumn equinox is all about. It's the harvest is, coming off, pretty much off the land around this time, and depending on where you live in the world, we are surrounded by the bounty of Mother Earth. So what are the two goddesses today that we might want to focus on that would represent autumn equinox? And the first one for sure is Gaia, Gaia, and Gaia is the earth, is Mother Earth, and we just love Mother Earth. And you probably have seen little statues like this. This is just a little bowl, and it's got a picture. Of course, she would be purple. It's got a figure of a goddess statue here, but she's got her arms spread out on the earth. And so this is what I'm using to represent Gaia. And the woman is celebrating living on the planet. We only have one opportunity on the planet Earth in the form that we have. And it really is a gift to be part of this beautiful universe. So we honor on Thanksgiving Gaia and all that Mother Earth gives to us, not the least of which is the food that we eat that sustains us. The other goddess is Maeve. It's a Celtic goddess, and she talks about honoring the cycles of your body and energy levels and emotions. So Maeve is sort of like a dancing goddess, but she is particularly connected to women and women's 28-day cycle. And the beautiful thing about a woman's body is that it goes through, within 28 days, amazing changes. And some of it is light and some of it is dark. And it's this goddess is an invitation for women just to go with the flow of the rhythm of their life, which does give new life, right? A woman's body creates and holds a baby and brings it into the universe, and that baby grows in darkness. So sometimes in autumn equinox we think about, as we are the same in terms of day and light in the day, we are beginning to enter into kind of the dark phase of the year as we move forward from here. So we honor this beautiful goddess and support the flow of life, and understand that for women in particular, and for men who love women, and for women who love women, that having these beautiful changes throughout the month is actually a gift and not something to be scared of. So it's kind of obvious what you might decorate your house with for autumn equinox. I've chosen to buy some beautiful, I'm not quite sure what they are. I'm referring to them as mums, but you see them this time of year in North America anyway, very plentiful. And they just remind us of, the different colors that are coming with fall. And because it's the second of the harvest festivals, I've also got my wheat here today. So I'm going to have a little ceremony soon, probably in a couple of days, September 22nd, to celebrate autumn equinox. And I encourage you to think about doing one as well. And we are moving into kind of the crone energy, the mother crone energy, as we move forward with this year. But I hope you can celebrate it the best way you can. And if you find yourself alone, have your own little autumn equinox ceremony. Get an apple and cut it, and have a look at the star, and remind yourself that you are a star too. It's been great talking with you today. Thanks. Till we meet again. Blessed be.